What would the fans want Steph to do? Maybe that could be the question for the 7 o'clock hour.
He's the leader of that franchise.
He is.
He's the face of that franchise, and right now, Draymond Green is trying to tarnish that image. And if I'm Stephen Curry, I am not happy with that. What we have built up, what we have accomplished here, getting this new arena, come on.
I just want to know what fans would want Stephen Curry to do. What would the expectation be for him to come out and say? What would make fans happy? You know, he's not a leader. He's not going to be demonstrative. He's not a yeller.
He's not.
You know, Tim Duncan was never a yeller, but he got people's attention. He worked hard. He got to work on time. He got there early, stayed late. He worked his ass off. That's what people lead in different directions. Some people yell, some people don't.
But I'll say this with the Spurs and Tim Duncan, they had a guy that will get in your face. That's the head coach.
Yeah.
I don't know if Steve Kerr's going to do that with Draymond Green. Has he shown that he's going to do that?
Well, they have gotten into it many times.
They have, but ultimately it feels like Steve Kerr caves to him at the end of the day.
It does feel like that.
It feels like that.
I can't disagree with that. Let's go to David in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. David, what's happening?
We're everywhere, nationwide.
What up, David?
Yo, you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Hey, I was just wondering if you have any thoughts on if you trade Draymond Green, who do you think you can get in return for him that would fit?
I don't know. I don't have a name.
Boy.
I would like size and athleticism, but who would take on Draymond Green right now? What team out there would take on Draymond Green and the rest of his contract? Remember,
I mean, it would be a team that, I don't think any contender has the finances to take him on. And if they do, they're giving up a piece that they probably want to keep. So they're not doing that unless they're giving, chump change in return. And if you're Mike Dunleavy, I'd say, you know what, I'll just stick with Draymond at that point. Then you look at some bottom feeders. And if they're a bottom feeding team, they're going to keep all their good prospects, you would think. And then you're just looking at scraps. Again, his value is at an all-time low. And that's kind of the tricky part here, too. When you start looking at the value and you're starting to change things, you start looking at the guys like Wiggins, like Clay, like the value is not high right now.
Yep.
So this is also a massive opportunity for some other guys around them to, to step up the young guys. This is also just a massive month for this team, not only for the future and trying to make the play-in, the playoffs, whatever, just the overall future of the team. What's going to happen next year?
I don't know.
It's going to lay the foundation in these next couple months, I feel like.
Well, looking back at Draymond and that contract, he's got the player option. He was able to get a player option. So it makes it that much more difficult to move him if you decide to move him, if that's the plan here.
Because he's got all the power.
He's got all the juice.
Yeah.
And he's going to opt in to $27 million by the end of that fourth year in 2026, 2027. So I don't know what you do, man. Where do we go from here? But we got one word to describe the situation with Draymond Green. Let's continue on that. Let's go to May Money. May Money, what's happening, May Money?
Hey, in the building, what's up? Good morning.
May Money?
Okay. Well, a lot. So I guess my word, I had to pull out the source on this one, guys. I would have to say disheartening.
Oh.
Is yeah, because he's the heart of the team, and now we're disheartened.
Yeah, I like
good,
that.
Right?
I like that. That works.
Not mad.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, no, it really is, though. I've been through disappointment after disappointment after disappointment after this entire year, and I was looking forward for the Warriors to really. Like I was looking for the Warriors basketball, something to just make me feel good this year, and it is just not.
Yeah.
I couldn't even really get myself to watch the game. I was like, you know what? I don't even think I'm going to watch this game, and I did, and of course, we saw how that ended up. So it's disheartening, and honestly, I don't even know what to say, but I do have one message for Klay Thompson. I kind of feel like I got a weird, when you get somebody's wrong mail. I had a dream where I was with him and CP3 at the lake, and he was really sad and all down and whatever. And CP3 said, then instead of playing for the fans and proving why don't you play for you and play because you love the game of basketball, basically. So I feel like I got the wrong got a message for him. Like, he needs to play with his heart instead of like with his head, because like that's the only thing that's going to get him out of the rut, I feel like. So, and now that we don't have Draymond, now it's time for the young guys to step up, because they're kicking ass. So like, it's not something to like really look down on. It might be a blessing, because I feel like Draymond at this point he's disheartened the team, and the only way to get out of it is to look forward and look up. You know?
Yeah, good dreams there.
Yeah, you're deep into it as a fan if you're dreaming about the players. I'm going to say that.
Well, CP3
you're really
made
deep
her
in the
dream.
weeds.
Oh, CP3 made a Warriors fan dream. That's unbelievable. Who would have thunk it?
CP3. He's the key to all this, Bonte. Who would have thought? Oh,
He's
my
the
God.
key. Oh, boy.
Chris Paul is on the team and on the roster, and he hasn't even been the biggest problem this year.
All right, I want to go.
Draymond Green.
It's
God.
Draymond Green. What is Chris Paul thinking? Let's go to Chucky in Oakland.
That's a fact. He's thinking he wants off this team.
Yeah, he's looking for that next team. He's trying to figure out where he's going to go. Chucky in Oakland. Chucky, one word to describe this situation with Draymond Green.
Chuck.
What is it?
Hey, good morning, Bonte, Evan, man. I enjoy you guys so much. I listen to you and Evan Chansky all the time. You know, I just normally call in with Sonny and Guru. But, my word is trickeration.
Oh.
You know? And I say trickeration, man, because, look, when I saw Draymond make that play to get him ejected from the last game, I said to myself, this dude trying to get traded, man. You know, he trying to get traded. He hijacked Lakers for the 4 years, $100 million. And I'm saying, why is he trying to get traded? And then as I look and analyze the situation, I see that there's less communication between him and Curry this year. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it seems like there's a rift between him and Curry. There's no communication like on the bench like it used to be in past seasons. They both not at the interview table post game.
Yeah.
And like Curry's last interview, he said that we gotta stop. We got to stop talking and talking. We got to start doing it. And I think that was a jug at Draymond, you know, because he doing all that running his mouth, talking about this going to be his best season, his most important season, and he doing stuff like this. And I think that's straight disrespectful to Curry, man, because Curry see him, we got to come together, and he's still doing, and he need him on the floor with him.
Yeah.
And Draymond's continually doing stuff to not be on the floor. And I like to say my last thing, man, is like, I don't think it's a coincidence that Wiggins played his best ball during Draymond's 5-game suspension. So I'm going to predict Wiggins going to go for like 20 and 7 tonight. He's going to have way more energy. That's what I think, man.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Chucky in Oakland making a call. Trickeration. Did you expect trickeration to be a word?
No, I also didn't expect him to call me Evan, but that's okay. Shout out Evan Giddings doing a hell of a job.
I thought you was Evan too.
Yeah, well, there you go. Not all 5'10" white guys sound the same. It's okay. Evan doing a hell of a job with the Warriors.
You guys got a sad. Hey, you guys got a sad game tonight. Raiders Chargers Thursday night.
Oh yeah. Evan Giddings, one of the Chargers fans in the building, I being a Raider fan. Easton Stick versus Aiden O'Connell? You're not into that?
We have one weird station. We got a Broncos fan. We got a Chargers fan.
We have the whole AFC West.
Fan, we got a Laker fan. We got a Cowboy fan. We got a Pirates fan.
We got a Florida State fan.
Well, yeah, we do have a Florida State fan. We have a Miami fan. We do have a Florida State fan.
Al Michaels is going to be in peak form tonight, and not a good way. Calling this game.
Oh, well, you know what? We got Warriors and Clippers. You can watch us on NBC Sports Bay Area.
All honestly, they needed, and we'll get back to the Warriors in a second, is either the Chargers or the Raiders to just win the game last week, because this game would have meant something. Then they would have been 6-7. They won this game. They're back at 500. They're in the thick of it. Both of them are done. If I'm a Raiders fan or a Chargers fan, I don't want to win this game. Try to get a top 5 pick.
Not going to lie, I am thinking about betting on the game.
No, you're not, you degenerate. Oh, my God.
It's probably a disease.
Devontae Adams is, if I'm Devontae.
What's the Devontae Adams prop? Oh, and actually, they got good quarters in with the
Chargers. That's what I'm going to say. This is going to be another 3-0 stinker.
I'm probably going to lay off this
Max
one.
Crosby, go with his over sack total. Do that one.
I'm laying off. Let's go to James and San Leandro.
Oh, no, I got
word.
Khalil Mack's going to have at least 3 sacks tonight because he gets up for Raider games.
He does get up. Oh, I may take the sack. I may look at that during the break. One word to describe this situation with Draymond Green. James and San Leandro, you're on deck. What's up?
Deserved.
Deserved.
My word would
My word would be deserved. It's been a long time coming. I'm a big Draymond Green fan, but man, enough is enough, man. The antics. Sometimes it's just like, you really out there playing basketball, or are you just trying to find a way to get yourself kicked out of the game? Like, come on, bro. Like, show us that you've been there before. Show us Warrior fans, why you're the heart and soul of the team. But honestly, he deserves it, and I really do hope that he gets the help that he needs. Whatever it may be, mental health, personal issues in his life. He definitely deserves it, and I hope that the Warriors can rally behind him. And when he does come back, that he'll be a new Draymond Green, and we're going to support him till then. For me, I'm going to support him until the day that I die. So, big Draymond Green fan, definitely deserved.
One can only hope, right? One can only hope. But is Draymond Green without being boisterous, without being intense? Can Draymond Green play the same style of basketball without having that emotion? And
Not even close.
Yes, well, then that's a problem,
That's
right?
his heart and soul of his game is predicated on being the tough guy, predicated on being the rah-rah guy. I'm going to get in your face. I'm going to jaw at you. They just don't take that away.
It does feel like the league, though. Players around the league. Number one, they don't feel the Warriors anymore.
No.
That's obvious. But number two, I don't think they fear Draymond Green in that way.
Nope.
And they're sick of it. Anthony Edwards last offseason said, I want to go at Draymond Green because all he does is talk.
It's turning.
And it felt personal.
No, it does. And I'm sorry not to cut you off there, Bonte. It does feel like it's turning into more of like a clown act, a clown behavior. When I say clown, it's like a circus. And it's just like, I'm comparing it to guys like, we were talking about Dennis Rodman yesterday.
Dennis Rodman, his act wore old.
It did.
He got him, and he still could play.
I'm thinking of another guy that played for Detroit, Draymond's favorite team, the Bad Boy Pistons, Bill Laimbeer. That act got old. And look at his reputation now, Bonte. What is it? It's not very good. Goon.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't.
He wants some
Bill Laimbeer, I guess, like his dad was like a multi-billionaire. He didn't even need to play basketball. He was set for life, but he just wanted to prove it to him. That's the kind of son I want. You know what? Prove it to me, buddy.
So you ripped Laimbeer. Now you want him as a son.
I kind of like him, actually.
Now you kind of like him. Now you talked yourself into Bill Laimbeer. That is a work of art right there.
You go.
That is magic.
I'm going to prove
that
it
is magic.
I don't need your $1 billion industry.
Man.
I'm going to play basketball.
What about Arthur Smith?
There you go.
Head coach of the Falcons.
There you go.
See his father?
What? Oh, that's right. Oh, it's FedEx, right? That's right.
He doesn't need to coach. Why is he going through the stress of coaching the Atlanta Falcons?
And Desmond Ritter, yikes.
Why is he going through that?
That division sucks.
It's great.
And they're going to host a playoff. They're going to play. Yeah, it's a great mustache. They're going to host a playoff game too.
And lose.
Maybe.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at AC1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app if every 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. Do not forget, you can watch us every single day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. Shout out to the Comcast business text line as well. Spinoni in for Shasky. Hopefully he's back tomorrow. We got Big John in the building and Lubman, of course. One word to describe Draymond Green, this situation with Draymond Green. Let's continue to roll with our main man, Tamir in Oakland. Tamir, happy holidays, brother. One word to describe the Draymond Green situation.
Comedy to me, because I think that this is Draymond. If we notice in his career that it's when it's tough, like and the Warriors are losing or anything, and we're not, I would say, front running for him, he tends to get kicked out the game, or like you said, he doesn't get up when Steph and they're not there. So when the tough times get tough for me, when I see it, he's always like doing some type of antic to get out. And like the last caller said, I do think he's trying to get traded somewhere else where he could be on a contending team, go to a lower team, get bought out, and then go to a contending team. Because I think that's the only way he plays now, is like he has to be on a team that's winning so that they can, those little antics that he does, some of those teams will deal with it because they're winning and he's helping them win.
Interesting.
If I'm a winning organization right now, I don't want anything to do with Draymond Green. I don't want that on my plate at all. If I'm the Boston Celtics, if I am the Denver Nuggets or anything like that, the league's telling you they're not putting up with it.
Well, they're not, but I guarantee you there's a team out there who could use his services defensively and as an extra ball handler. And would he be able to get away with this in another organization?
Yeah.
The fact that he grew up in his organization and helped them win 4 championships, and he's in and out, and he's been in the war rooms, and he's had so much input on there, it's a different situation if he goes elsewhere. You go elsewhere, and all of a sudden that organization's like, hey, this ain't the Golden State Warriors. You didn't grow up here. This is how we do things.
Correct.
You have to adapt to us, and we're not taking anything for granted. There's no margin for errors with you, Draymond Green. So that's that. I think it'd be different if he went elsewhere. But ESPN, you just pointed to something on the screen, Spadoni, and ESPN's already rolling with it. And you best believe over the next month or two, if the Warriors continue to scuffle, and they're losing games left and right, ESPN's starting right now. The question will come up, and it's a very uncomfortable question for everybody out here in the Bay Area. Will Steph finally say, you know what? It's time to move on? What will Steph do? Because now he's out there on the island by himself, and he's got the youngsters, and Steph is still playing at a very high level, and all Steph wants to do is win. Win, 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 win.
No matter what.
No matter what. And I don't want to have this conversation today because I don't think Steph's going anywhere. But ESPN's already starting with the conversation. Should Steph ask for a trade?
That's always when the going gets tough. What do you see for any place? Should Devontae Adams be asking for a trade? Now, should Stephen Curry be asking for a trade? Steph's not built like that.
No.
That's not his thought process. He is all bought in on this franchise, on this area. He loves it. His wife, the beautiful Aisha, they've got all their culinary, stuff out here. The family's a family man now. He gives so much to this community. I have a very hard time seeing Stephen Curry walking away from the Golden State Warriors or forcing himself out. I don't see that happening very early, but that's going to be the discussion.
Yeah.
Hey, if everything else is going to chaos around him and Steph is the only constant, it's a fair question to ask. But I think it's a little early.
Let's go to Skinny Bob. I'm with you. It's a little early. But ESPN doesn't stop.
But I tell you this, if they don't make the play-in or they get ousted, don't even make the playoffs in this summer,
will be noisy.
It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting.
They need to you don't trade a player like Steph.
No.
I think he's a lifelong warrior.
No.
But, let's get to Skinny Bob and El Granada. El Granada, Skinny Bob. What's up, baby?
Hey, morning, guys. Hey, my one word is disastrous. I'm not a basketball expert. I'm 78, and I like watching the game. And I know talent. Dre's talent, and his nickname's Day-Day, but it's Night-Night now because he's embarrassed. The coach, Curry, his two companions that aren't playing well, Wiggins and the other guy.
Oh, Clay.
This team, Clay. And, boy, he's let those guys down. They need him. And his talk is one thing. His actions are different. But what the organization needs to realize is these kids, and he's not a kid, but when you throw that kind of money around this league, and I mean, that kind of money, they need a permanent shrink on board. What's the shrink cost? Maybe $5 million a year. We got how many coaches? We need these kids getting financial advice, and I'm sure they're getting it, but this just goes to show what one guy can do to an organization. And it is night time. My wife says he's a brute. He belongs in jail. That was a roundhouse. He should have been arrested.
You should have heard Tim Hardaway Sr. Thanks for the call, Skinny Bob. Tim Hardaway Sr. on his Instagram page. Maybe we'll play. I don't know if we play it. Maybe it uplifts us because it's kind of funny. We'll do that on the other side. Tim Hardaway
excited.
Sr.
Yeah, I didn't hear what he had
Tim
to say.
Hardaway Sr. I got it sent last night to me. I watched it this morning.
Boy. He's known to say some outlandish things in broadcasts too.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone. I like Timmy Sr.
I know.
He's a roaster. He's a roaster.
Dude, the entire morning, by the way, they're just showing all the Draymond Green lowlights.
Oh, it's
that
bad.
punch he had on Poole. I haven't seen it in a while because we watched it ad nauseum.
Every time.
God, that was vicious.
Spadoni, every time I watch it, to this day, because I think you were on the show back then.
Yes.
You were a part of it. And we watched it during the break. Remember that?
Yes.
We huddled around. We watched it during the break. And the first reaction I ever had was, oh, I still do it to this day.
I cringe, man. That was a vicious ball. And he didn't even get disciplined for that. It's just,
Boy, 888-957-9570. Now, there are some positives here. We're going to see what the youngsters are all about. Kuminga, Moody, TJD, and Pajemski.
Youth movement. When I was heading into this season, I was like, you know what? Brandon Pajemski, this guy needs to be at the forefront.
Tonight, if I'm Steve Kerr, I say F it. I'm starting Curry. I'm starting Pajemski. I'm starting Kuminga. I'm starting Moody, and I'm starting Sarge. Or Looney. Well, it doesn't matter if they're 5. I'm bringing Clay Wiggins off the bench. Let's see what it looks like
Clean
tonight.
slate right now.
Clean slate right now.
I like that.
I like the veteran bench, the veteran presence off the bench, and Clay and Wiggins. Clay and Wiggins can play with TJD off the bench, and we see what the youngsters are all about.
Wouldn't it be
go out there, guard Kawhi and James Harden and Paul George?
Wouldn't it be a little interesting if the Warriors end up going on a nice little run here without Draymond Green?
Would be very fascinating.
That would open up a lot more questions to me about his potential future on this squad.
Well, again, his future with the squad. He's got 3 years left and $100 million and 75.
He does.
So it's a tough contract to move.
It's tough.
They can move it. I've seen a lot of things happen in this league. You can move contracts. There's always a sucker. But, boy, you're going to have to find a dummy this time around because he's got the player option. 888-957-9570. Draymond Green suspended indefinitely. Decision takes into account repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts. Joe Dumars dropped the hammer down. This is 6th career suspension. So Draymond Green, as we go into the night against the LA Clippers, would have either he would have missed 12 games due to injury, suspensions, or ejections. Think about that. In 12 of the 24 games the Warriors are about to play, he's been ejected in 3. He's been suspended for 5. That's 8. He sat out the first 2 games of the season with the ankle injury. He sat out the Denver game due to personal reasons, and he's going to be out tonight due to another suspension. Now that's 6 games of suspensions. Damn. Most important season of his career. So disappointing. That's my word. Disappointed.